Alright guys, happy Monday. I'm going to try to keep this one somewhat short. We didn't really get a ton of new information. Overall, SPY daily chart here. We are still looking at this extreme black dotted rising wedge. If you zoom in though, we did technically break through. Here you can see this wick that we wicked through. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that resistance line right here. It kind of cleans the chart up pretty nicely, to be honest. So we still have this pretty extreme looking black dotted support line right here, and then we have a nice solid black resistance line. This is pretty much making the next rising wedge, and then we have the bull support. This is like the last basically the last stand for the bulls. So interesting today what we did. We had a pretty red open. However, we opened pretty much right at this 424.7 level, which was support using this black dotted support line right here, and we held that all day and this morning with all the chop and everything, and then we just pretty much started going. We did reject right here perfectly at this 429.3.4 level, which is the next level I have here for SPY. You can see where I got that from back here. In this April trading and back here. So tomorrow, I think tomorrow might be the day that we finally test the bear market resistance level. So it's pretty interesting because not only is this black solid rising wedge resistance line, but it's also the green bear market. So 431.8. That's pretty much like the big line in the sand. We break through that. I'm thinking we're going up here to 460s. Now, if we reject here, and especially if we wick up to it tomorrow and we start, hard rejecting it, I'm going to be getting into some puts tomorrow for sure, thinking we're coming back down and close under 429. So if tomorrow we wick up here, reject, and we drop and we close back under 429.4, I'm going to be being pretty bearish, with keeping in mind Wednesday is FOMOC minutes, and that should be a green day towards the end, usually like a 1% to 2% day. And then Friday is monthly option expiration, so we could just end up in some chop, kind of like we did down here. We might see a similar setup almost, honestly. Key support to watch for tomorrow is going to be right here at 427.8. That's this black dotted support line right here, and really down here to 427.1 would be key support to watch. I don't think we're going to do it, but if we happen to fall back all the way through 421.3, 421.2, that's going to be this red solid bull, 9-week long bull market, or bull run support level that we need to keep an eye on. So looking at the weekly, kind of the same thing, although our weekly bear market resistance is 423.8, or sorry, 432.8, versus on the daily we're looking at 431.8. So we got about a $1 difference there. It's just how the weekly candles and the daily candles kind of settle and whatnot. So 431.8 is the first one to watch. If we break through there, then I'm keeping an eye for 432.8. Both are pretty much in all possibilities tomorrow. The daily one is about like a 0.6% day, and it's probably about a 1%, 1.5% day to get to the next level up. About a 1% day probably to get to this weekly resistance. Support's all the way down here at 418.6 on the weekly. Looking at futures, kind of the same thing. So we broke through the red rising wedge right here, which really, like I was saying on last week, it's kind of like almost like a channel, but it really is actually a big old rising wedge. So we broke through this resistance right here. So it kind of opens things up with what we got going here. You can see this blue support line right here, which is actually pretty much the equivalent of this black dotted support line right here. We've already broke through it. So we could be looking at a nice 42.96 double top. But if we decide to keep going up, this resistance line puts us at 43.15, or the bear market resistance is 43.35. Same thing though, I wouldn't be surprised to see a rise up here, touch it with a wick, and close the candle back down here. We might get some sort of candle like this, or even something like this. So it'll be kind of interesting to watch what futures do overnight, actually, if we get some sort of big movement or not. But major support is going to be right here at 42.52, and then our bull 9-week long is 4,200. Apple, same thing. It's got this extreme support rising wedge going. We're just got a tight range for tomorrow, so we're going to get a big move either way probably, either today or tomorrow or the next day. But we're looking at 174.6, 174.7. That's going to be the bear market resistance line for Apple. So if we see 174.6 tomorrow, about $1.50, so about a 0.75 to 1% day on Apple, it's pretty much cleared its bear market. However, if we open below 173.1, which would be pretty much break even because we close at 173.2, then we're breaking this support line. We can expect a little bit of a pullback. Key supports are going to be down here at 170.95, and then this one right here at 169.4. The VIX was kind of interesting today. We actually saw a pretty big green open on it. So it doesn't seem like it because the VIX is so low. So, you know, I mean, negative 0.67 is a 3% move. So I think it was about 8% up when it opened this morning. It opened around 20.74 and it reached its peak of 21.16, which is right here on that line, before it just started unwinding. Interesting enough, though, end of day, the VIX actually started to kind of pick back up, and it was hovering more like 20 almost all day long. That's something to keep an eye on. I mentioned I want to see the VIX up in this 20, really this 22 to 24 range before I start thinking the top's in. This is a good start. So, you know, we could be looking at something like this where just do like a 1, 2, 3 move and then we dump. You know, we could be seeing like a 1, 2, 3 right here, then we dump. So we might get another move up here. Kind of interesting resistance to watch tomorrow. Probably be like about 21.5 would be a nice line in the sand to keep an eye on. Overall, I had a pretty good day trading today. I was in and out because of the kids' first day of school, so I didn't trade a full day really, and I didn't really do a pre-market or anything because I was busy with them. But I made 2 quick scalps. Premiums are still just moving super goofy, so just be careful out there trading right now with these premiums. I mean, I sold my put for green higher than I bought it at the spot price that I bought it at, which is kind of weird. So. But overall tomorrow, I'm pretty much am expecting to see a rise up here to this 431.8 at some point and touching it. And I most likely am expecting a rejection. However, looking at futures, there's a pretty good chance that we just put a double top in right here about, like, you know, either right here at this 429.4 or even down here at 428.9, and then we're going to fall and back test some support down like to 424.8. We might get a small red day tomorrow to kind of reestablish some support. I mean, technically we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 green days. This one's a 0% day, so it really is just kind of, you can use it either way. You don't really get a 0% day ever, but it's a lot of green days in a row. So, I mean, even this run right here was 1, 2, 3 days in a row. 1, 2, 3 days in a row. So, likelihood is probably a red day tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, FOMOC, we're going to test this resistance up here. So, kind of what I'm keeping my eye on. My number 1 levels are 431.8 to watch, 429.4 to watch, and then support right here at 427.1. Those are the main ones I'm watching tomorrow. So. All right, well, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great night. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you like the video, go ahead and like and follow me just to support the page. I provided my Discord link here. This is the lifetime link, so sometimes there's issues with this. If you have any issues, just go ahead and send me a message and I'll get you a temporary link that'll work. Some benefits of the Discord is I do a pre-market update with some key support and resistance levels to watch. Throughout the day, I'm on there doing live commentary on SPY and the general market with updates about key levels that are broken. I also do live trade alerts. Currently, it's $20 per month or $228 for the year. If you want to follow me, I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit under Daddy Dersh. Thank you.